think the first word that comes to mind for me would be resilient. I feel like there's so much going on out on the streets and behind the scenes, but our youth are so strong and powerful that they're able to overcome these things, and it's just amazing as an adult for me to watch and see like nothing's gonna hold them back as long as they get.
Word that comes to mind when describing youth. I would say change, because especially in our generation, it's constantly changing, constantly evolving, and as youth we have to be understanding of change and grasp change, but also accept it and be able to run with it and do awesome stuff with it. Be world changers, kind of.
That's really cool. So, what is the first word that comes to mind today?
Hope for the future. It's all about the kids are the future. That's what we're here for, is trying to be role models.
What is the first word that comes to mind that describes you today?
I would say passionate.
Passionate? Why passionate? You see
Because some youth can be passionate even whether their passion is towards something negative, but they still have that passion, that drive, and the will to do it. But there are some youth that are positive and they're passionate about doing positive things as well.
Okay.
Well, as a citizen, I always try to be positive. I see people, always try to smile at them, tell them have a good day. Just small, kind gestures that might make somebody's day. And through the center, I'm just being there for youth, being someone that they can talk to, someone they can confide in. I just try to just be there when no one else.
A little bit of what I've been doing in the Rochester community. While I'm a peer educator during the summertime, I go to different rec centers such as Adams, Carter, Flint, South Ave, Humboldt, Field, as many other out there. And we go to different rec centers, and every summer we teach about, living a healthy lifestyle, promoting safe sex as well, and eating healthy, eating right, teaching youth to find a positive way to voice yourself without resorting to violence. Also, peer educators, we also do positive ticket walks. We've gone on positive ticket walks with police officers. Like, we walk around the community and see if people can get caught doing something good, because usually police officers give out negative tickets, so we give out the positive tickets for what we see people doing.
We started on Monday, yesterday or 2 days ago, and everybody, there's 35 people from my youth group, and then there's a whole bunch of other youth groups, and we met at one of the high schools, and each person is assigned a crew. And this was our crew, and this is our house. And so I'm with people that I've never met before. And now we're best friends because we've had all week together. But so we're fixing up this community, some houses in it, to try and make a difference in their lives, to show them maybe they could pass it on and keep making a difference.
Rochester.
Youth in Rochester?
Yes.
I would say they're on the verge. Many youth are on the verge. And what I mean by on the verge, I mean they can be on the verge of success or on the verge of failure, depending on what supports we put in place for them. The vast majority of our youth are problem solvers, not problem starters. Unfortunately, I think that we see a lot of the coverage that focuses on youth that may be doing the wrong thing or making decisions that may not be helpful to them. So sometimes that colors people's thoughts about how youth are today. But youth today are actually extremely technologically savvy, extremely thoughtful.
Don't get me started. First off, I have a tough time. My wife's in the city school district. I believe that sometimes the schools are accountable for their actions and held to a higher standard of what their education requires them to do. I see many students that I deal with on different occasions that have the inability to read, do basic math, and do the things that they need to do to become successful in the job.
I would have to say that I think that young people in Rochester are full of potential. I do a lot of work in and around Rochester doing safety presentations, and that's what I see when I work with the youth is potential to not just to be safe and take care of themselves, but to grow into a successful person. I see that wherever I go.
Particularly kids in the city are growing up in a more challenging environment. I grew up in the city. I lived in the Park Harbor area. I lived in Harrison Street. I went to number one school. It's a neighborhood school. I walked to school and walked home. I lived in an environment there that a lot of the things that kids have to worry about in the city just didn't come up. And so I think
I would say the biggest difference is the technology. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I mean, when I was growing up, there was no Facebook. There was no email. You didn't email people. I think youth today are much more technological in their communications, which could be a good thing, but also could be a bad thing.
Right.
I mean, it was more often that if you really wanted to talk to somebody, you really had to talk to them face to face. I mean, or you had to pick up the phone and say, and not a cell phone, but you had to pick up a landline.
Right.
And your mother or father would answer the phone and you say, hey, can I talk? And then you meet and then you talk. I think you still do that today, but a lot of what happens so much now.
Opportunities. It's harder for our youth today to be a part of organizations that give them some direction for their future. It's harder for them to find a part-time job. Our youth today are competing with adults my age, some older.
What would be some of the biggest differences from when you were a youth and our youth today?
Oh, wow. Well,
Take your time.
Well, you probably heard this story before. Well, when I was a youth, there seemed to be more of a sense of community than there seems to be today. Meaning that people who lived on a street or block or in a neighborhood knew each other. And they took community responsibility for the people in the community. So, and there was a standard of behavior that was acceptable. There were things that were unacceptable, and so if you violated the community's standard, any adult could correct you. It didn't have to be just your parents or your older siblings.
Just the neighbors.
Yeah, Miss Vanderbilt, across the street from my house.
Right.
And if they said to your parents you did something wrong, it was as good as it happened.
Right.
The job, but the more and more I got involved with it, the more I became more passionate about it, the more I was like, hey, youth really are doing positive things. Let me become one of those youth and let me help show other people that. And don't be scared, I'll be there.
And what motivated you to be part of this?
Well, I always take from people, and I never gave in really. I was really selfish, and then God was telling me that this is my chance to give to someone that needs it, and I wanted to help, and I was like, I'm going to do it.
Dying, children hurt, and you hear them crying.
and you practice what you preach and what you turn.
The inner core group, and what we do is we do dramas and human videos and singing, and we compete and perform in the community by doing events and stuff like that.
What motivated you to be part of this?
Definitely the socializing part of getting together with other kids my age, and also to refine my skills and my acting and my abilities like that.
Hey, thank you for calling Heaven. This is St. Peter. Please hold. Oh God, I know your voice. You got me. What's up, man? Basically, man, my family doesn't want to help me with this. Oh, heck no! We don't have the money for this.
Ain't nobody got the green for that!
And my sons don't even want to help me.
I'm not selling my Xbox! You know I need some new kicks!
And what about this? God, basically, I just need to know that you're there for me. Trust me, Noah, I got this all under control. Most excellent.
Knows that we need it in our lives. Let's spread it in the schools. For too long they've been broken, but that's old news. Walking through the halls, all looking like a fashion show. Secrets in the stars, graffitied up like a tattoo pro. Whispering about who's sipping, check around, see who's tripping. Not a lot to lose, chicks dressed like prostitutes. Then you got these dudes looking addicted to pornography. They don't care about character, it's all about cast mentality.
Get to impact it, like do an impact and help the house stay better and like better shape longer. And just I want to just see those loving smiles on those faces.
It makes a difference in Mr. Evans' life, and he talked to us during devotion. He said that he's so thankful for us to be here, and that us serving him makes him, want to go serve others and want to pass it on. And that's really cool to hear, because to see that lasting impact, not just, we came and painted a house, but that we were able to make an imprint on his life that he can see us doing and have a vision for his future, and.
So, what's your vision for the future of this project?
Definitely to see more people come into this and, help them find God and show their skills.
Awesome.
I would be a phone volunteer because I do like the atmosphere. I like being able to connect with youth because they can hear like the voice difference. They can tell when they're talking to a youth or when they're talking to adults. And sometimes they might be more contained talking to an adult, or if they hear a youth, they might let more out. So I feel like I would still volunteer and at least try to still be around it. And hopefully people, when they see this, it might make them want to change or make them feel like, oh, there's other people out here that's good. It's not all negative. It's still positive people out here. And it don't take that many positives to change a negative.
When it comes to youth programs, I think there can never be enough. One of the conversations that we have within the social services and human services community, there's all this concept of duplication, somebody's doing what somebody else is doing. And as far as I'm concerned, as long as we're not trying to compete for the same young people, we could have 3 times as many programs for youth as there are, because there are a lot of youth out here that would like to get involved in some kind of structured program, but I don't think that the programs that exist, cover all the youth, or nearly cover all the youth. So I think that I like to see
this community, from what I've seen, there's not a lot of it. In our, Midwest communities, anywhere in the Midwest, I think there's
So do you feel adults support youth in the community?
I think that we try to. I think that we try to as best as we can. I think that there are some adults who could learn to support youth better. And I think that I try to support them as best as I can. But I think generally adults, there are definitely a contrast. Like some adults are really good at building relationships with young people and really good at listening and empowering them to seek help or support. And I think some adults haven't quite encouraged that. and could be a little more positive in their perception and their support of young people today.
All the adults that, whether it's Don Simpkin, who's a probation officer, but in his free time, he's a boxing coach, and he runs his boxing program on a shoestring budget. There's a positive adult. It's all like, it's the octopus that is like youth work, whether it's like through an agency or just somebody who, So yeah, I guess my answer would be that there's enough adult. No, I wouldn't say there's enough. We could always use more.
I'm now under arrest for doing something positive.
Yes, you are.
I like that. Or I've been summoned.
You've been summoned.
All right.
You've done something positive.
Whoa! Whoa! $25 gift certificate? The sticky lips? Oh! Whoa! This is working for me. Yes. This is great. This is some good information too. It's really good. All right. Thank you very much.
Does it feel good?
Yes, it does, and it's going to taste
motivate
good
you
too.
to do something more, do more positive things in the community?
I'm sorry?
Does that motivate you to do more positive things in the community?
Oh, most definitely. Whether I get something or not, yes. I am definitely motivated, and I'm highly motivated to go get something to eat too.
So what's one good idea that you have to improve your community?
A good idea. I would definitely say just what we're doing now, just giving food to people that don't have it and that need it, and really just rely on
More people that are being reached right now.
And does receiving this motivate you to do more positive efforts? That'll motivate me?
I'd say it motivates me.
But before I start, bothering you, right, with this interview stuff, I heard you got some talents for us, right? And I heard you spit a little something, right?
I do.
So can we just get a little bit? Just a little bit.
Alright, can you drop a beat for me?
Oh, what?
No? Maybe?
What?
Alright, I can go like this.
But what I got to do, the whole beatbox?
Just as simple. Just like a...
It seems like everywhere I go I see the same old thing. Drug, sex, and money idolized like a king. My $20 bill says in God we trust. Well, it's funny cause money is the only God we trust.
I had to start you tonight. I'm good.
I appreciate it. I work for a public place, which is a community place, and I love working here because I help. I go well beyond my job title. I ain't bragging or nothing, but I really do go beyond my job title. And it's that positive extra mile that I try to take every day.
Okay. Well, we thank you for that.
All right.
By showing our appreciation, we're going to give you this positive ticket.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Appreciate it. I feel like I won an Apple Golden Award.
Today we was doing positive tipping walks, and I like when you was helping your younger sister get a library card, so I thought that was something positive. So we're gonna merge you with a positive ticket.
Oh.
Yes, and we have some questions for you. And one of the questions is, do you think there are more positive or negative things in our community? And you can be real.
Nowadays, I would say more negative.
Okay, why is that?
Crime rate, drugs, and violence, it's going down.
Okay. And what is one idea that you have to help improve our community?
I guess mainly, give more support to schools. I guess.
That's great.
Education is, it should be the top priority for me.
Yeah, I feel the same way too. And our last question is, does receiving this positivity motivate you to do more positive things?
Yeah, I would say so.
My name
is Jesus. They call me the truth. Since '07, I've been working with the youth. A, B, C, Y4C. Diane just came in, but I've been known Mary. Since I was real little, she would say, hey, that's my boo, because I'll peek out the corner like peekaboo to you. She taught me mad things during this program, how to go ham, and how to teach them all how to block out the spam. I've been here since '07. I met a lot of youth, a lot of kids, a lot of adults. Dropped a lot of knowledge in my brain. Been to a lot of community of conversations to get the condoms in the schools. We've been putting in a lot of work. We just finished up the Fresh project, and now we're doing the Boosting project. So it's just like one after another. We keep putting in this work in this community, and I just want to say, ain't no team like my team.
My name is Rebecca Skillo, and I'm a youth leader at Y4C, and
And this is what we're about.
And I was one of the interviewers, and I worked a little bit behind the scenes. I am a psychology major in college, and I want to be a counselor someday, and I enjoy music and acting, and that's me.
Awesome.
The most interesting part about the Boosted Project is basically that it's just rewarding things that youth do. Like, the media seems sometimes to portray the youth as being, negative and, bad and just wrong. And so we basically showing the positives that comes out of the youth today. And just basically to know that we are going to be something and that we're not.
A good thing about this project, I feel like it's good to let adults know that we're not only doing negative out there. There's always positive, and there's a lot of youth out here that are doing positive things. Whether it's us in our outreach, or somebody teaching their brother how to play something, or trying to get their sister's library cards. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we've been chilling.
Well, this project has changed me because I've learned to be more humble and to appreciate the things that I have, because not many people have a warm bed to sleep in at night, or a roof over their head, or something simple as a non-leaky roof. So it makes me very humble and very grateful for what I do have in my life.
Hi, my name is Brianna. I'm with Youth for Change and stayed behind the scene on this project. Awkward.
My name is John Franklin. I'm part of Youth for Change. I don't have too much to say about myself. All I can do is praise my team because they're awesome. They're the whole reason why this project got done. Some of the most amazing youth you would want to meet because they're such dedicated workers. And I mean, they my family. They just make me proud. That's about it.